sir, yes, sir. Good money, baby. What I'm telling you about the good time, about the good time. What I'm telling you, good money. Sit it with the head, buddy. Good money is back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You know what it is. Everywhere we go, everywhere we go, here we go. 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 Look at it, back. Look at it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come alive. Come alive at you, hood money live and direct, baby. From some undisclosed location, as we always do about this time. You know what I'm saying? It's season two out here. Season two is a whole different ball game. You know, season one was pretty successful. Season two, you know, we gotta do a little more. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do a little more. We gotta make it a little more. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what it's all about here at Hub Money. It's getting them figures up, 100 miles an hour. That's what we gonna do this year. We gotta we tweak the format a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We got some new venues this year. You know, we got some new appearances, some special guests coming through. You know, it's going to be a good time. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give you what you need every week, like we've been doing. And you know, we uh, shout out to the new viewers that are tuning in for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that that I invited on in, on all the other extra people. Everybody, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're gonna be doing it every Wednesdays until the bye week kick in for right now, and then we're gonna crank it up to Thursdays, because by that time, we'll be really ready to get it done, and hopefully by that time, we'll have this tank money. We're working on tank money this year. You know what I'm saying? It's bill money last year. We're working on plane money, jet money, tank money, those type of monies. You know what I'm saying? So, as you know, it's a whole new year. Last year was pretty successful. My Super Bowl pick was 1 for 2. I had Kansas City in there all the way, making it to the Super Bowl. I had them beating the Commanders in the Super Bowl. The Commanders didn't make the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, it was a different animal in the Eagles that took control and took over and ended up winning last year. But as you know, you win it once, you got to come back and win it again. You know what I'm saying? It's always tougher the second time round. You know what I'm saying? Philly's got a tough schedule. Kansas City got a tough schedule. There's other teams out there like the Ravens, like the Bengals, like the Texans, you know what I'm saying? Like the Niners going to be back this year. Commanders, once again, are going to be in there. So, the Cowboys got Dak back. It's a lot. They got a lot of key rookies out there that's going to make a difference in certain teams. A couple of quarterbacks move places. Dan Jones is now starting in Indy. I know y'all never seen that coming, but there you have it. You know what I'm saying? Flacco is back from retirement to lead the Browns one more time. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple other people. Sam Donald done moved, Geno Smith done moved. So it's gonna be all up in the air for the first week. But that's why you tune in here. You tune in here so you can get it all where you need to get it, and we can get into this. Go ahead, and get into this right here, because this is what make it happen. This is what makes it happen right here. You know what I'm saying? Back in action once again. Back in action. We got the big board out here. It's out here. Hold on. Let me let you breathe it in. Let me let you breathe it in real good one time. You can just breathe it in real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and do that so we can get it all in. We can get everything in there that you need. Dang, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Production manager was off. We gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. But right now, as you see it right there, the big board, all your game one matchups. Like I said, we'll be doing this Wednesdays, 5:30. You know what I'm saying? It's about right after work. You can get in, you can have time to figure out what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into these week one matchups because they hot, and I gotta make sure to get everything in. So we're gonna start with tomorrow's matchup. Tomorrow's matchup is a crucial matchup, as you all know. It's the big matchup. Like I said, he was won the Super Bowl last year, so this gonna be their first test to see where they're gonna be at for this year. You know what I'm saying? They expecting some big things out there with Sirianni and them, and how they've been doing. Jalen Hurts, Brown, Smith, the rest of that defense. They lost a couple of key players on the defensive side. They got a couple of new players. You know what I'm saying? They got some key players to go with the new with the rookies from last year, and they should be ready to go. The Cowboys, as I told you, Dak Prescott, he's back in action. He's had a pretty good record against the NFC East and also against the Eagles, but last year, as you know, before he got hurt, he was already slipping a little bit. So it could go either way right here. The defense has been shaky at best. You know what I'm saying? They just lost Michael Parsons in a big trade to the Packers the other day. I don't know what they're doing over there in Dallas, but as a Commanders fan, I'm loving to have him. I'm loving to have him because we needed to take him off the field as any way we could 2 times a year. So thank you very much, Green Bay, and that leaves them with one less defender. They did get a pretty good swap with a couple of first round picks and Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark should be able to help them stop the run a little bit. Still, I wouldn't have never gave Parsons up, and that's going to really be the difference in this game. The Eagles are playing at home. They have a very good record at home. I believe the Eagles will win this game by at least double digits, and they also will go over the point total as Dallas will put up some points, and the Eagles should put up a lot of points. All right, so like I was telling y'all, you know what I'm saying, everything was going good. I was asking about, when the Commanders coming back, they're coming back. I was asking about, when they playing these overseas international more of them, they can bring more of them, and we're gonna do it for y'all just on this channel, just on this channel right here. You know what I'm saying? We bringing y'all we bringing y'all the Saturday matchup. We bringing y'all Saturday matchup. We bringing y'all uh, Friday matchup. I rushed ahead. I rushed ahead. It was a Friday matchup brought to you only by YouTube for free. You know that's the only station you should be tuning into at this point of the season anyway. But the only station you can get this game right here for free. Chiefs Chargers in Mexico City. Um, this is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be a tight game, tough game, another divisional matchup. Chargers have been looking pretty decent since they got Jim Harbaugh. They've been letting some people go and making some key acquisitions. Chiefs have been the best in the league for the past 7 years at least, and they just continue every year to be a threat. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of those receivers that was hurt last year. They got them back, even though She Rice will miss the first 6 games due to some violations. But they got all the same people. Kelsey's engaged now, so he's got something extra to play for. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he get these championships in before the legs go. I mean, if you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, hopefully that connection will still work for a year or two. Mahomes and Kelsey. I will be going with the Chiefs until the Chiefs show me that I can't go with them no more, and that's why I'll be taking the Chiefs. I've taken. I take both of these matchups. I take with the points or the money line. I believe the Chiefs will cover that 3.5. Also, if you want to buy half a point, that's always cool because you never know. It might end up being a field goal game or a 7 point game, and then at least you push and get the rest of that money. But yeah, that's always a good option. Um, but I'll take the Chiefs both on the spread and the money line to win that game. All right, now we getting the weekend, for the weekend, Sunday, real football, Sunday football, what everybody been waiting on. The first 1 o'clock matchup we got, it will be another divisional matchup featuring the Buccaneers and the Falcons. Falcons won 2 against Buccaneers last year, even though the Buccaneers pulled out a crucial division win at the end of the year. A good one's still going to be hurt out there, but they still do have some weapons out there. Mike Evans is back, Bucky Irvin is back, and they still have some good pieces on their defense right there. I'm going to be looking at the Buccaneers to play a close game on the road. Baker Mayfield, he's become a steady quarterback since leaving Cleveland and getting to Tampa Bay. And with the team he has, the defense, and the solid coaching over there, I'm going to say that the Buccaneers will cover this 2.5 point spread. Um, the next matchup featuring another division. We got a lot of division matchups in week one, as you can see. Is it will be the Bengals traveling to in Ohio. Both of them are from Ohio. They'll be traveling from Cincinnati to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Browns had an interesting situation. They were the team that drafted Deion Sanders' son. I don't know why he slipped so far, but it looked like he was going to be their starter at one point. Then he got injured, several injuries in Cleveland, and then now, like I said, they got Joe Flacco back as their starter. They Dillon Gabriel, who was selected ahead of Sanders, will be number 2, and Sanders will be number 3 going into the season, which means nothing in Cleveland because they all could play at some point, depending on the teams when they're out of playoff contention. Meanwhile, the Bengals always been getting off the slow starts the last few years. Joe Burrow, last 3 seasons. Like I said, started off slow, got real hot at the end, put up impressive numbers last year. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are back. They have everything that they need with Brown in the backfield and Hendrickson signed for the long term. They should be ready to go. And I believe that this will be the year that they get off to a faster start because finishing 9-8 is not good enough to usually make the playoffs in the AFC West. So they'll be looking to get double-digit wins this year. I believe in them, like last year. I mean, I made some crucial calls with them. They let me down a couple of times, but I'm gonna go with them again. I would once again, well, I would take this on the money line just because of their shaky early starts. I just wouldn't take the points. I'd just take it straight on the money line. All right, our next matchup will be another divisional matchup, or is actually isn't anymore. It used to be. The Dolphins and the Colts. Colts in the South now. Dolphins are in the East. Dolphins, they go like Tua goes. Tua's healthy, and Tyreek Hill is healthy, and Waddle and Arcane and them. They can be a pretty formidable team to play with the way that defense plays out there. That could definitely be a tough matchup for teams right there. And then with the Colts, you have Jonathan Taylor out there, the running back. He's always solid at the running back. Then you have Daniel Jones, like I said, Daniel Jones, got cut by the Giants, went to the Vikings, was released by the Vikings to search for a starting job and beat Anthony Richardson out. Richardson still has plenty of time to get himself together in the league. Like I said, once he learns how to pass and not get injured on that running, he will be fine. This is my first plus money game. I see the Dolphins going into Indianapolis and taking this just off of the strength of the limited offensive weapons for the Colts and the fact that Miami is going to have to start fast to stay in this division. So I'm going to take the Dolphins plus on the money line, on the plus money. My next matchup is the Raiders versus the Patriots. Raiders trying to rebuild out there. Got a new coach. They got Brock Bowers last year. They got Sighton Rick and Alshon Jeffrey this year. So they're putting together some pieces. Their receiver situation still is shaky since the departure of Devontae Adams. The Patriots have their new coach out there. They have their team fired up. They were undefeated in the preseason. As you know, that means absolutely nothing because those games don't count. But still, you saw that they actually have some fire for this season, looking to get out of the basement of that very tough AFC East. They should actually win this game. I like the Patriots. The bookie likes the Patriots. A lot of people are liking the Patriots. Drake May is a quarterback, just like Jaden Daniels, picked right after him. Was very good last year, and people think he should get a lot better. And then also they have Stephon Diggs, number 1 receiver that they haven't had in a while, and so I like them. I'm going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take the Patriots at home. All right, our next matchup. Our next matchup features the Cardinals and the Saints. Cardinals and the Saints. This is going to be an interesting matchup. This is the first really, really heavy spread of the day. The Cardinals are almost 7-point favorite. Well, the second one after the Thursday. It's the first Sunday, big spread. The Cardinals are 7-point favorites heading into the game. They're going to be playing on the road. New Orleans has a tricky situation. Taysom Hill is often injured. Derek Carr has decided he will no longer play in the league. The defense is usually stingy, but is average at best at this point. Some of their vets are getting old. Alvin Kamara's got a year older. Taysom Hill, as I mentioned, they just don't seem to really have much. They have Tyler Rattler, Spencer Rattler, sorry, and the rookie, the other rookie, and he Spencer Rattler beat out the rookie slow. But I mean, honestly, like I was on Bryce Young last year, telling you definitely stay away from him. I'm telling you that Bryce Young is actually better than Spencer Rattler. So if I was telling you to stay away from Carolina last year, I am definitely telling you to stay all the way away from the Saints. Looking for this game to be a blowout. Kyler Murray is pretty good early on in the season. He's got Marvin Harrison out there. He's got a good linebacker play with the D out there, and the team that could compete in that West, because that West is going to be tricky this year. They should all be in it to the end, to what I see. So I'm gonna, I'd take the Cardinals either on the spread or the money line, as you will see when I get into you know, as we always do, we get into those later on. We're gonna get into those later on, but for right now, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna get to this last matchup at the end of the board. Is the Steelers going on the road to play the Jets? Steelers was an interesting team all year. This is my year to pick that the Steelers will not have a above 500 record because they decided to forego the rookies in the draft, including Shedeur Sanders, and they decided to go with Aaron Rodgers. And as I told you last year, Aaron Rodgers is the most overrated quarterback that I've ever witnessed in all my years living. He won one Super Bowl one time. He's almost like a LeBron of the NFL, except for he's only won one time, which makes it so much worse. He's lost so many times in the championship game. On the way to getting to the championship, it makes no sense. And in Green Bay, it's really hard to lose at that time of the year. So I haven't had confidence in him since he's been in his 40s. He hasn't produced since he's been in his 40s. The Jets, meanwhile, have reloaded with some young talent. They've went on ahead and took the Steelers quarterback from last year, Fields, and he's on their team, and he's paired up with Garrett Wilson, who he played with Ohio State. And also they have Brees Hall back in the backfield looking to rebound from a sloppy year last year. And so, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, what can you really expect? I expect Brees Hall to have a bounce back season. I expect for Fields to gel well with his new team. I have a lot of faith in Fields actually being a legit NFL quarterback. And so it's for that reason I will take the Steelers simply because of the good coaching and the fact that the Jets can be erratic. I went back and forth on this game. I did not bet on this game on my board because I do kind of like the Jets. I would probably take the Jets plus money and probably add some points if I could, make it like 7.5. But the spread looks good for the Steelers to steal this one. TJ Watt and them are back. Everybody's there with the D. Should be a low scoring game. I'm just going to go with the Steelers. I would stay away from that game personally. All right, our next big matchup is the Giants and the Commanders coming to Landover for now. Pretty soon coming to RFK, but right now still coming to Landover. I had a very good season. The Commanders made it all the way to the championship game, dispatching of the Buccaneers and the Lions before losing to the Eagles. The Giants never had a chance. They went through a quarterback shuffle, eventually getting rid of Dan Jones, who they had for years and never has really produced. And now they're moving on. They got the young guy from Mississippi, Jackson Dart, but he will not be their starting quarterback because another cast away from the Steelers, Russell Wilson, he will be their starting quarterback for this year. First time ever that a division has had all black quarterbacks starting, and that's a first. So we're going to see what it's going to look like. It's going to be the young guy, Jaden Daniels, with a new offensive line, a little retooled offensive line. They traded away Robinson in the offseason. They're going to go with Krosky Merritt, the young guy. They got McLaurin signed to pair with Debo and then Noah Brown. So the offense should be potent. I see a lot of points getting scored in this game. and I would take the Commanders on the money line because, as you know, sometimes the Commanders can get mistake prone, and the Giants do have a good D, and they have one of the best defensive players in the draft that will be out there in Abdul Carter. So that should be interesting to watch to see if he can chase down the always slippery Daniels. I'm going with the Commanders to get their first win at home. Next matchup would be the Panthers and the Jaguars. Another game that I would stay away from because both of these teams are in rebuild mode. Bryce Young is going to go back out there once again and try to see can he at least get to 500 this year. I don't see it happening, but that's why they play the games. The Jaguars. What I think about the AFC South, the AFC South is the worst division in football, and if you're a bad team in that division, it's just bad. They were supposed to be the best team in that division with Dexter Lawrence and ETN and the defense the way it is, but it just never materialized. And so now they're back at the beginning, trying to get themselves together in that South division, maybe to overtake the Colts or probably the Texans. Most likely will win that division. Look for a low-scoring game here. I don't like either of these teams. Cam Ward was the #1 pick in the draft coming out of Miami. He's one to watch. He's got some good offensive skills. Titans have some decent offensive players. They really need to upgrade in that category and the offensive line to really be competitive. They're gonna give him a shot. They're gonna throw him out there. That's not usually a good recipe when you march out rookies. But for this one, since I'm not betting on it, I'm I'm going to take the Titans to win at home on the money line. If you absolutely have to make that bet, which you shouldn't. All right. Next matchup. Oh, sorry about that. I skipped ahead to the Titans and Broncos. Just kind of, how we do it at home. Sometimes we skip ahead a little bit. But Panthers and Jaguars. Sorry about that. I would take the Jaguars at home on the money line. Sorry. So sometimes I'm reading upside down. What can I say? Yeah. So I like the Panthers and the Jaguars, but the next matchup features the Titans and the Broncos. A lopsided affair is what most people are predicting, including me, because Bo Nix was another one of those quarterbacks in a very good quarterback class from last year, and they had some good defensive selections also as rookies, and their defense with Pat Surtain and them will continue to improve this year. Will probably be one of the best units. Like I said, with the Titans and Cam Ward, #1 picks don't usually work out, especially on the road and especially in game one. And with the guys they had a couple of injuries as well. I really don't see this going that good for them. I'm going to take the Broncos in a double-digit win on that one. All right, back to divisional matchups. We got Niners, we got Seahawks. Niners and Seahawks. Niners looking to bounce back. Seahawks always been steady in that division, looking to maybe take control this year. Got a new quarterback in Sam Darnold, who the Vikings let go because they're gonna roll out J.J. McCarthy with all that good quarterback success from last year. This should be an interesting matchup. Niners on the road. They have one of the easiest schedules because of so many injuries last year. A couple of guys, Ayuk won't be back for a while, but Kittle is back, and a couple of the running backs are also a little banged up. It's they got some receivers out there. They got a couple things they can put. They got Shanahan. They got a couple things that they can put out there. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do. And this matchup is they have the Niners 2.5. I would take the Niners on the money line simply because the weapons of the Seahawks, they had just recently lost DK Metcalf. The running game is pretty good, but I don't really have the faith in Sam Darnold that most people do. So I would take the Niners on the money line to get their first win of the year and get back on schedule. All right, our next matchup, once again, is a NFC North divisional matchup featuring the Lions and the Packers. Packers, like I said, were the beneficiary of the big Michael Parsons trade. Jordan Love has continued to improve every year, and the running game definitely stepped up last year with Josh Jacobs, and the receivers out there. They have so many good receivers. The Packers have so many good receivers. It makes no sense, and so it's for that reason that I think the Packers will prevail at home against the Lions. The Lions jerk off. They lost both of their coordinators, both their offensive and defensive coordinators. And as teams know, that is trouble when that happens, even though they still will put up a lot of points with Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery back healthy and St. Brown and the rest of those guys. But for week one, I would take the Packers to win this matchup at home. All right, our next matchup, I like this is going to be another plus money team that I like. Texans going into LA to play the Rams. Rams a big question mark. Don't know what's going on with Matthew Stafford. Don't know if that back is going to hold up. Don't know what's going on with that. And so we got to check it out. We got to see what's going on. I mean, the Texans look good. Texans, Will Anderson, Stroud, he was solid the second year, trying to be better in his third year. The running game looks good. The passing game, the defense, everything looks good for Houston. Houston seems to be one of those teams that is going to be tough to beat once again this year, and it is for that reason why I'm going to take them with the plus on the plus money to win that game and to definitely to beat the Rams. All right, our next matchup it'll be Ravens and Bills. This is a Sunday night matchup, big matchup. One thing I always get these little tips. Usually after a big playoff loss, that other team comes back the next year and wins in the regular season, which is a big reason why I'm going to lean toward the Ravens to go ahead and win this game. And not only that, the offensive weapons for the Bills outside of James Cook seem to be a little shaky. Like they should definitely invest in getting Josh Allen some help. I know he's a great quarterback. He runs, he throws, he does it all, but still needs some playmakers out there to help him out. The Ravens are loaded with playmakers. They had injuries last year. They should be fully healthy and ready to go this year. The Ravens usually do start off strong. This is another team that I'll be taking on the plus money, taking the Ravens to win that game. And our last game, the Monday night game, would be a game that I would possibly stay away from. Simply because there's a lot of variables in this game. You have J.J. McCarthy playing his first game. All the quarterbacks from last year that started were spectacular, so you figure it shouldn't be that much of a drop off. And he was the national championship quarterback from last year, and he was good enough to hand Sam Darnold his walking papers. So you figure he's pretty good. Caleb Williams was highly touted. I would say that I like J.J. McCarthy a lot better in college than Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a turnover machine. They both have good ball skills, strong arms. Caleb might even be stronger, but his decision making is not that great. McCarthy, we've yet to see in the pros. They do have a new coach out there that's going to work uh, with Williams and Ben Johnson, and hopefully get him together and maybe have a season of it. It's like I said last year. I mean, the rookies I told you was going to be good were good, and it seems like this was the one that actually wasn't good, and was also the number one pick. So, go figure. All right. So there you have it. There you have it. I'm gonna make this pick real quick, and I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the Bears do it. And like I said, rookie quarterback from that game one on the road. I mean, the numbers just don't say that they're gonna pull out that win, even though the Vikings do have a lot of offensive weapons and a standout defense. The Bears definitely have weapons out there, and they're really just missing the quarterback play to take them to the next level. And then they got the exciting rookie Colston Loveland too. Um, the other rookies out there included McMillan from Carolina. He's going to be nice. Mikael Williams for the D for the Niners. Marion Hampton for the Clippers. I mean for the Chargers. He's going to be a good running back. And Jalen Lane, the partner with his Arizona Sun Devil teammate for the Commanders. All right, so this is how we're gonna do it this week, this year. This year we got more bets. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're gonna get to 40 this year. I told you we're gonna get to 40, and we added a couple more bets just to make sure we definitely hit that number. We're gonna try to hit more, but that's the number that I want to start off with for the year. So we had none right now, so let's get them. Yeah, my 4 parlays, just like last year. Sometimes it'll be 4, sometimes it'll be 5. Here we go down here. Bang, sometimes, we got prop bets. You know what I'm saying? We got prop bets. We got 14 prop bets. And this year, you know what I'm saying? We was all discussing it and figured, in the spirit of competition, me and the man from the street, we gonna do the over unders. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be interesting. Cause I'm gonna have my over unders, and then he gonna come with his over unders, and we're gonna try not to have the same over unders, which did work out this week, but might not work out every week. So it's always gonna be interesting. Every now and again, we might have 2 sets of over unders for you. So you know what I'm saying. So today we got eight different parlays on the board, eight different parlays. How I say, if it's a team out, like I always tell you, if it's a team or two you like, you might just look at the board and pick a couple of these teams you don't know about, and then add them in your team, and that's the way you win that money all together. But also if you just take the board, just believe in the board, and the board gonna do you right. You know what I'm saying? So parlay one, we got the Chiefs on the money line. We got the Eagles on the money line. We got the Texans on the money line, and we got the Dolphins on the money line. So that should get you together for that first one. This is parlay two. We got the Cardinals on the money line. We got the Ravens on the money line. We got the Commanders on the money line. And we went on ahead and took the spread with the Packers at home. All right, these the number 3 bets here. We got the Bengals on the money line. We got the Patriots with the spread. We got the Buccaneers with the spread, and we got the Broncos on the money line. And this is the big money one that I'm hoping come through. It's five teams on there. You know how we do. Sometimes that last one be 5. We went on ahead. We took the Eagles on the spread. We took the Cardinals on the spread. We took the Ravens on the money line. We took the Texans on the money line, and we took the Broncos on the spread. That last parlay, if y'all don't know from last year, that's a mix of these first 3 that I just really think gonna get in there. And so there you have it. There you have it. You know what I'm saying? The over under. For me, I went on ahead. Like I said, this time we didn't bump heads, so it's gonna be all good. We got a little competition going ourselves, so you know what I'm saying. So we on that, but for the day, we got just 2 14 parlay. I took the over in the Philly Dallas game. I took the under in the Pitt Jets game. I took the over in the Washington Giants game, and I took the over in the Baltimore Bills game. My man from the streets, that's what that is. My man from the streets. You know what I'm saying? He went all unders this week, so there you have it. Carolina under against Jacksonville, the Bucks under against the Falcons, Arizona under against the Saints, and Cincinnati under against Cleveland in Ohio. All right, so there you go. Last but not least, we're gonna get you going with these props. They subject to change every week, but as long as they scoring, they ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? First parlay right there. Anytime we only doing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? We only scoring leading to the money. You know what I'm saying? You want your yards and your tackles or interceptions, all that. You get that some on your fantasy. You know what I'm saying? We're going for touchdowns to get the money. So we're doing touchdown scores. We got Saquon, we got Jameer, we got James Cook, and Mike Evans. You know what I'm saying? Can't go wrong. And for your other one, we got Derrick Henry out there. We got Nico Collins. We got Chad Brown. And we got Devon Arcane. And there you have it. There you have it. That's the whole board right there. Um, you know how we do it. We're gonna be shuffling the recap board. We're gonna get the numbers together. We're gonna figure everything out. Figure out what it's gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna head out next week. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start heading out. We got the better equipment. We done upgraded out here, hood money. I hope you have a good time this season hanging with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else gonna be struggling. We're gonna be jumping. We're gonna be jumping the hood money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else stuff gonna be going down. Our money gonna be spread around because that's how we getting it. You know what I'm saying? Every time this week, same location. Maybe not, cause definitely not always a different location. It's your boy, Benny Boone. Holla at your peoples.